Hi everybody, it's Diana with Stamping with Di. I am so glad that you're joining my YouTube channel today. I am going to be, I'm going to do some no-line watercoloring with a new stamp pad. So I haven't even tried it yet. I thought, you know what, let's just go by the seat of my pants and see how it works. I think it's going to be good, but we have a new basic beige coming in the new catalog, or you can add it to your starter kit right now. And I thought I would give it a shot because I think it's going to be perfect for no line watercoloring. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. So today is my Di's shorts, and I had planned this this video over a month ago. This is before the basic beige, so maybe that was a good thing. But the day that I was gonna tape it, I fell and broke my arm, so I haven't gotten back to it because I've been recovering and doing other videos and things like that. But I promised you I was going to do it, so I am. And it is using the blueberry bunches, which is really cool because this stamp set is staying. So I love that because it's the perfect one. It's a great size for coloring, whether you watercolor, whether you use blends, crayons, you know, whatever, or it's beautiful just stamped with ink color and done nothing with it. It's a beautiful set. So I'm glad that it's carrying over. So that's what we're going to do today. If you have any questions, I am watching the live premiere with you, and I'm in the chat. So if you have any questions, head over to the chat room, and then you can ask me there. If you are watching the replay, just ask below, and then YouTube will let me know, and then I can reach out to you. If you ever have any suggestions for any of my videos, whether it be my Mimeograph Monday with a twist where I case something out of the catalog and then I do a twist on it, or my Teach Me Tuesdays, or my Di's shorts. Saturday I do a quick little video, and basically it's a past video. I just do some editing, speed it up, put some cute little toe tapping music to it, and post that on there, because sometimes you might have missed a video and then it has a link so that you can watch the full length one. So it's just fun. I love the little music that is on there. It's always fun to listen to. All right, so you don't want to listen to me blab anymore. I'm going to turn the camera, so close your eyes just for a second. So let's see here. This is the Blueberry Bunches stamp set. And like I said, this is carrying over, so I'm so glad because it's just awesome. And I did it as a class in the mail, and it was super fun. All right, so usually I put I squeeze the ink pad, and let's see if I can get that open, and I put the refill in here. But for this one, I have just a little paint palette. You can grab these, you know, anywhere, and I'm just using the ink refill. So I just made a little note. I just put it on here with like a dry erase, and then I can erase it. So these are the colors that I'm using. So so this is Lemon Lime Twist, so I just put LL. Then we have Azure Afternoon, which is AZ, not Arizona. And then we have Old Olive, Tahitian Tide. Now Tahitian Tide is that not, I think that's retiring. Hold on a minute. Oh, my old brain. But I think it is, and it's one of my favorite colors, especially in the blend. So yeah, so Tahitian Tide. So see that? So Orchid, Starry Sky, Tahitian Tide, Parakeet Party, and Sweet Sorbet. Those are all the 2022-2024 in colors that are retiring. So if there's anything you want in those in colors, whether it be the refills, the pad, ribbons, blends, cardstock, you name it, grab it before it's gone. And there might already be, you know, them gone by now because they do run out. Okay, so let's go back. So that was Tahitian Tide. Then I have Blueberry Bushel, and PP was pecan pie. So I have those here if I need to add more. Okay, so I just have that right here. All right, now this is just our watercolor paper, and this is just trimmed down. They come this size, and since I'm playing, I just grabbed a smaller piece. Now this is the basic beige, and this is a new color that's coming in the new main catalog, and we could pre-order it. And this is the new catalog that will start in May. If you think you're getting one from me, holler. I do have some in the studio though, if you are new to me and need a catalog. All right, so this is a watercolor paper. So this is the basic beige. It's a brand new color. Just kind of this neutrally, I don't even think it's in a color family. I think it's just by itself. And like I said, you can add this to your starter kit now, so you don't have to wait till May. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stamp it a couple times, because like I said, I have not done this with this pad. So we're going to see if it works. But I'm going to stamp it a couple times so we can kind of play. And then I can die cut these out or fussy cut them. Okay. But it's just this really kind of soft color. All right. So I did this one a little earlier, so I'm just going to grab this one. All right, now we also have the water painters. So you get three in the pack. But now this big one, I wrote mailing, because this is the one I don't use the big one as that much, and I have a few sets of them. So this one is the one that I use instead of licking envelopes. I just use this one on the gummy of the envelope instead of licking it. So I just wrote mailing on there, so I know that that's the one for mailing. But instead of using the whatchamacallit, the water painters, I'm going to actually use paint brushes. I have a little bit more control with them, and I think it's because of the bristles. It's like a better bristle than the water painters, because to me, I don't know what kind of bristles these are. I don't know. I should look it up. But anyway, so I had a little bit more control with those. So I have my little cotton round just to kind of control water. You still want to do that no matter what you use watercolor wise. All right, so I'm just going to, I have some just water in a little squirt bottle, and I'm just going to put a little bit, because this has been sitting a while, so that ink refill has kind of dried. I mean, it's still wet, but I mean, it has kind of hardened up a little bit. So I'm just going to add and kind of reconcentrate it. I'm just going to put a little water, and I can always add more, but I just kind of want to get that a little bit more concentrated. I also have water off to the side as well, and I'm going to get a paper towel. I'm going to get a piece of paper towel here as well. All right, so I think I got everything I need. All right, so let's just play a bit. So before I do the actual flower or the blueberry, I want to put a little water. So now we're going to put a little water, and this is watercolor paper, and I just kind of want to wet this area, and I'm not going to do the whole thing because it will soak in and go away. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of the Tahitian Tide, and I'm going to put it around the edge here, and I just want it to have a little blue around the edge. And I can add some more water, and I'll just bring it out, and then we're just going to have this little border around our blueberry. So by wetting that paper first, it kind of contains that color to that wet area. So I probably could have used a little bit more, because it's still pretty potent in my little thingy here. But we're just playing. That's what's fun about watercolor, because you're just playing with it. And what's also fun, if I'm going to get a little wet, and then you can tap, and then you get these really fun, like splattery things, which looks super fun as well. So, like, watercoloring is so freeing, because whatever happens, happens. All right, so I'm just putting that all around. And if it's too dark, we can just add some water. That's what's great about the watercolor paper too, is you can move these colors around. I'm just grabbing just water and pulling out some of that color. Now you want to make sure it's all the way dry before you add another color. So that looks pretty good. So it's just kind of got this haphazard kind of color going on. Now, before you add another color, you have to let it dry, because if I go up to where, see, this is wet right here, I can like see that's wet right there. If I add my green, it's going to pull into that wet. So you kind of want it to dry. I can use my paper towel. You can use your heat gun. Or you can just let it, you know, kind of air dry. It doesn't, I'm not really soaking it tons. All right. What you can also do, if it's still a little wet, then simply go to where a place is drier, or you go to a piece that doesn't have any wet around it. Like this berry right here, this is hardly, you know, doesn't have a lot of wet. So you could kind of work on that berry, because all of the wet is kind of like on the outside of that berry. All right, so I love the look of how this is going so far. All right, so then make sure I've got my brush cleaned. And these I just got on Amazon. I just love the, because they looked like a unicorn horn. So anyways, all right, and they came with a whole bunch of different sizes, right? So, but if you need to know the exact one, I'll have to look it up, because I've had them for quite a few years. All right, so now, like I said, I'm going to put a little bit more water, because this is sat for like a month, so it's pretty dark. All right, so I'm going to get this wet again, and we're going to come over. This is pretty dry, and I'm going to go to this leaf here. So I'm just going to go to that leaf. I'm going to come over, and I'm going to grab some lemon lime. Can you see that? Some lemon lime. And this is, while this is wet, I'm going to drop it on here. And it's going to pull. It's going to pull that into there because it's wet. So let's also grab a little old olive, and that's pretty dark. So same thing, I'm just dropping it, and see how it yanks that ink and just pulls it, because that water is there. So I'm just going to let that sit. I'm going to go down here to this one. We'll let that one dry up there really good. So I'm grabbing that lemon, and again, I'm just kind of dropping it on there, and it will just go fill out that water area. I'm going to go here. Now, be careful when you're doing, I'm going a little fast just because of the video, but this is wet, so you don't want to drop, you know, lay your arm in it, all right? So I'm doing the same thing, and it just pulls, so you can see it kind of pull. So just be aware of where your arm is. So I'm going to do these lemons first and let them dry. And then you can see the difference between how I added that right away and the ones that are just the one color. All right. And again, if it's taking too long, you just take your paper towel and it will just soak that up. And that also stops it from spreading. All right. So that looks pretty good. So I'm going to, so see this no line? So you can still see the lines, but yet it's not so dark and in your face like the black or the gray or, you know, any of the other ones. It's kind of soft, almost looks like you've penciled it in. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit more water on here, but I'm going to stay away from the tip. And I'm just going to get a little more Old Olive, just so I have a little darker there. I'm going to put a little bit here. Winston, no, we have company, so I have him out here with me. So I'm just putting this Old Olive, and my brush is fairly wet, so I didn't even add water to this. I'm just going in with that brush. So I'm grabbing that Old Olive. It's pretty dark right there, but it will pull that. Okay. So there's no, it's like, especially if you do like these are berries, right? Or if you do flowers, because nature is so forgiving. So that's why it's fun to play around with, you know, things like that, because it's just so fun. All right, so there is that. Now I'm just going to do that just so that it kind of dries a little bit, so I can go a little bit faster. All right, so now we're going to go to the berries. I'm going to do this berry. Pick up a little bit of that water. All right, so I'm going to go Tahitian because I want that light kind of berry. And then we'll add the dark as we go. So since this one's wet, I'm going to skip to this one over here so that one can dry. I'm going to pull up some of that water, and this one can add a little bit too. Little Tahitian. Okay. And then I just kind of, I've been keeping my, so I have blue and my green, just to kind of keep the, because I'm using that kind of as my cleaning, you know, my cleaning things. I just, you know, I picked these up at like TJ Maxx or something. They're like little cupcake things, but they're perfect for like water. I probably should grab another one for when I do the stem. All right, so we have a little bit of Tahitian there, and I'm just kind of spreading that color around because it's still wet. Because I want my berries to have light and dark. Okay. So now I'm going to go to, what are these other colors I have? I have, so that was Tahitian, and Tahitian is also what I used here. So I'm going to grab a little azure, and we're going to put a little azure on there as well. So it's just got a little bluer kind of look to it. And I can see why painters put their things kind of at an angle, because I'm angling it because I can see it a little better. So hopefully you can see it too, but I'm just putting a little bit of azure. And even if these are not perfect, you still know it's a blueberry. So I think that looks good. I'm going to put a little dot there. All right, so now I want it to be even more darker, so I'm going to grab that blueberry. I don't want tons because I don't want it to be like too dark. So I'm grabbing that blueberry and I just tap that. Oops. And when you get too much like that, when you jiggle, you just get your magical paper towel and pick it up. I got a little jittery there. All right, so let's see. Let's put this dark blueberry on the edges. And I might grab, is that the smaller of the brush? Let's see, I think I have an even smaller one. So I'm going to use a little smaller one. Allows me to get in there. And I'm going to put a little bit underneath that. I still don't know what those are called. That tiny little, it's like a little flower on the top of the blueberry. So I want it to have a little dark under there. So like I said, I've not done this with this pad, so actually I'm pretty much loving how it's turning out. Okay. And I also, look what I found, which is so cool. I love this yogurt. So I love this yogurt. So look at, they have some watercolored berries on the yogurt. So I like ripped that label off because I love to reuse those jars. And I'm like, oh, look it. There's those little blueberries. So I'm going to just set that off to the side so I can kind of use that as a guide. All right, so we have our blueberries. So this little thingy, to me, confuses me when it's like no line because, you know, you're kind of hiding it. So I'm just going to put a little water on it. And I'm going to grab, what am I going to grab? I'm going to grab the Azure. And I'm just going to put a little color on it. I'm also going to use my gel pen. The gel pen is magical, right? It fixes things if you boo-boo. Or if you need to add more color. All right, so I'm kind of liking how those look. I still want to add a little bit more dark, but I want to let that dry really good. Let me wet that, or dry that. All right, so before we go further, I want to put a little water in here. Just to clean. All right, so I'm going to go over to PP, and that's the pecan pie, so it's pretty dark. I'm just going to paint that pecan pie right on there. And what's nice about doing your own, you can put them where you want. So I have it here. But look how cool that basic beige pad looks behind there. It's like a neutral, so it just kind of takes on whatever color you are coloring. So here it looks brown, but the green it looks green, the blue it looks blue. So it's just kind of this weird pad. All right, so I'm so excited that we got something like that. All right, so I'm going to put get a little pecan, and I'm going to put a little on my leaves. Just so there's a little pecan there. Not tons. Because those leaves, stems, would go up into there. Okay. Maybe a little bit in here too. And these little flowery things. How does that look? All right, so I'm going to wet this, and I'm going to add a little more dark blueberry. So I'm going to go, I'm going to kind of use this as reference. And I'm going to put kind of like a dark blueberry-ish color. A little hair there. And I think that just makes the light pop a little more. By doing that. So what do you think? I think it looks pretty cool. Sometimes less is more too, right? Oops, I did that in the green, but that's okay. I'm almost done. I do want to do a little bit more to my leaves. So I'm going to go up into the olive. And put a little bit. So I'm kind of making the leaves have some distinctive colors to them. And I'll turn it so I don't get my arm in that wet. So I like how this is turning out. What do you think? I just love that that beige is almost like a magical pad. But that looks cute. I also want to put, so I did put some splatters. I also want to put splatters from other colors. So hopefully I didn't get too much old olive. So there's some old olive. Wash, wash, wash. And how about some lemon? So I'm making this pretty wet. But it just kind of looks cool with those splatteries. So we'll let those dry. I think it turned out good. All right, so let me just kind of dry this quick, because I am going to add some gel pen. So I want it to be good and dry. Otherwise, the gel pen just kind of soaks in. All right, so I have a little mess here, and I'll wash all this stuff after. But I love how this turned out. It looks very, what do you call that? Oh, that's what I was going to do. Hold on. So, like I said, when you're doing your own, so let me get some more pecan. So I'm going to grab a little bit more pecan and put a little dark here, under here, because I didn't do much with that stem. But what's cool is, if I want some stem up here, I can draw stem anywhere, because we are our own artist now. So now we've got like, so, because usually I do it straight up like this, right? But now that I've put this, you could almost turn it this way, because then it kind of goes like that. So I almost like the look of it this way. Now when I'm looking at it here, I see that this is too light. So now I'm getting like really, really picky. I'm getting super, super picky now. All right, so I don't like that this, I don't mind it going light, but I don't want it to be white. So I'm just going to add a little bit more, that lemon, just on the end there. So it kind of brightens it up, makes it a little more cheery, and not so faded out. So I just put a little bit more lemon, just because that old olive is pretty dark. So that just kind of makes it a little better. All right. So, but what's cool is it looks good anyway. doesn't it? All right, so now I can do my gel pen. You can also, I have off to the side here, if you don't like if you want something a little darker, maybe you don't like how this is kind of flowing in there, you can use the markers as well. So like, I don't really want to mess with it though, because I think it turned out super cool, if I can say so myself. But you can take your marker and add a little bit of azure in there. So you can kind of add a little dark here and there. Not a whole lot. But it just kind of, it might define an area that was a little more watercolory or I can't even think of what word I'm trying to say. What do you even call that? I'm just going to kind of make those not be so hard. I can't even think, but oh my gosh, I am loving how this turned out. Okay, so I love how that turned out. It turned out even better. Now, I have a gel pen. Remember, I was going to put a little gel pen. So, I am so excited. Now, I haven't even made this into a card yet. So, I'll have to make it into a card. This might sit on my shelf for a while because I do love how it turned out. So, I'm just putting, you know me, I like to put little speckles here and there. Little bits of white. Not tons, just because I love how it turned out. Oh my God. All right, so I love how that turned out. I feel like I should almost sign it, right? Because it looks like I really did draw it. So I feel like I should write my name there like I drew it. All right, so that turned out super cute. Now, this is the one I did earlier. And this one I used the, oh my gosh, the Tahitian. I believe I used the Tahitian pad and I stamped off. So it wasn't quite as dark because I thought, well, I'm going to be using blue. So I went with the Tahitian just so it was a little bit lighter. But I really like how this one turned out because even though it's considered no-line watercoloring, you still kind of want some lines in there. And I think that pad is going to do it. So I'll probably put this on like a full card, or I might just tack it up as it is and wait. But I do love how it turned out. So let me know what you think. All right. So let me say, see you later, alligator. Oh my gosh, I love when things turn out, especially since I hadn't played yet. I was like, oh, I just need to do it. We're gonna do it live. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, hey, it is just paper and ink and stamps. It is not, I'm not a brain surgeon. It's just paper, stamps, and ink. If you mess up, it is not a big deal. So anyway, but I do love how it turned out. I love that. It looks very artistic, and if I wish I could come up with the word, organic? I don't know. All right, so I'm going to say have a great weekend, and I will see you Monday for my Mimeograph Monday with a twist. And that will be at 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for spending some time with me this week. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.